right, so let's dive a little bit deeper into our actual equipment as we go forward and what the applications look like in our new Bosch product lineups.
Okay, here, uh, by the way, it was excellent presentation by Honeywell.
Yes,
What
thank
I
you.
want to focus on a little more technical as pertains to our equipment as far as safety. So, really, from a safety standpoint, there are 6 factors that should be considered when we discuss our 454B. Some we've talked about already briefly, but we talk about the minimum ignition energy,
Mhm.
the lower flammability limit, the heat of combustion, the burning velocity, the concentration level, and the flammability concentration level. All those are important, but this chart shows the minimum ignition that we talk about in millijoules, which is simply a very small amount of electrical energy to ignite
Right.
on the vertical axis. On the lower axis, we have the lower flammability limit, which is the kilograms per meter cubed. And we'll talk about that shortly. Remember that A2Ls, we've talked about it already, A2L refrigerants such as R54B are inherently difficult to ignite. Also, the MAE, what you're seeing here, measures the amount of the spark energy that's needed to ignite a flammable mixture of our 454B refrigerant, vapor, and air in a particular location based on its volume. So these refrigerants will typically require 100 times more spark energy than what would be required for an A3, such as propane R290.
Sure.
And they mentioned propane before, you saw it blow up.
Yeah.
So an A3 refrigerant requires a very low MIE. It's actually 0.25 millijoules. So by comparison, if you think about it, a standard automotive spark plug will actually provide between 20 to 30 millijoules of ignition energy.
Yep.
And most of the A2 refrigerants that we see or talk about are difficult to ignite because they have an MIE that is way above that level. So even if we do have basically a component mixture, when we have the right amount of vapor and the right amount of air for the space, we're still going to need enough energy to light it. And in a lot of cases, the voltage spark isn't going to do it. And a high amount of energy is necessary to ignite it, actually, such as an open flame.
Yep.
So in the chart, what you're actually seeing, Clifton, is it's that the MAE for 454B is determined to be between 100 millijoules and 300 millijoules, and that results in a relatively high MIE rating. That means it is very hard to ignite and thus a very low risk.
Excellent. Okay, so we'll be hearing more of those terms going forward, and it's important to know that there is definitely a difference in those energy ignition points between 32 and 454B.